Hey, welcome back to the Zander Insurance Countdown to Friday. We've got highlights here from the Cheatham County at Stratford Class 3A opening round playoff game. There goes Terrell Carter into the end zone for one of his 2 touchdowns. Big win for the Spartans, obviously staying undefeated at 11-0 with their 42-6 win over Cheatham County. You saw earlier Terrell Carter is a Mr. Football semifinalist as a back in 3A. Memphis commitment. Big Alexander Kelly, all 325 pounds of him, pounds into the end zone for Stratford there. Stratford got off to a big start and just continued to roll. That's a large individual.
That is a massive individual.
Carrying the ball.
Yeah. 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 Instruction, coaching, nothing like that. That's what they call it nowadays, coaching.
Yeah, and the Stratford defense standing up right there.
I find that orange and black is a pretty intimidating color.
That is.
Yeah.
That's a good look for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked to Coach there not too long ago.
We did have
too.
him on a few weeks ago. He's done a great job over there.
So check this out. So we do our pull-apart peak performers, and when we do quarterbacks, you know, they're usually like the best athlete on the field in high school.
Right.
And
so ask Jason what he played.
well, it's probably a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But do you feel that, because I was actually talking about this with Coach Osteen, about quarterbacks being good pitchers or good pitchers being, you know, good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Do they always go hand in hand? How's that work?
I would say pretty much so. But coming up in the minor leagues, I had a chance to play with Quincy Carter. You remember Quincy? He was quarterback. You played
I remember
against
Quincy,
him.
yeah.
So Quincy was a great quarterback. He ended up playing starting quarterback for Dallas Cowboys. Could not throw a baseball too well.
He was an outfielder.
He was an outfielder, but he was so that was a little different.
The motion's a little different.
It's a little different. You know, you see guys who throw football totally different than the way they throw a baseball. So it doesn't translate sometimes, and then sometimes it does. Where you get those guys, oh, he's got a gun. So
yeah. Let's get into some of these guys from the pull-apart peak performers.
Well, Jason's familiar with one of them.
Yeah?
Yeah. Ben Brooks, who we talked about a little earlier, Mr. Football semifinalist. He's also, again, he's a baseball player as well. You've seen him.
Ben Brooks is a tremendous competitor. I remember seeing him as a freshman baseball player, and I was like, oh my gosh, that kid is special. And I had no idea he was, you know, that good of a quarterback until the fall. And he's the utmost competitor. He always gives his team a chance to win in games. We lost a baseball game to them last year. We had split the first 2 games, and then game 3 we played them. And I remember somebody asked me what's the difference in the game, and I said they had Ben Brooks and we didn't.
Oh, that's right.
283 yards and 2 touchdowns
He's
in a
a very
tough
good quarterback.
35-20 loss to Baylor in the opening round of the 2AA playoffs.
How about Wilson Central's Blake Matters?
Matters, 22 of 37, 350, 2 touchdowns. We talked about their tough 35-21 loss to Collierville in the opening round in 6A.
I know that we've mentioned Jermaine Mason a time or two on the show, the running back from Good Pasture.
We have, and with good reason. This past week, 263 rushing and receiving yards, 3 touchdowns in that 36-20 win over Harvard.
I'm sure Tony Kemp would be happy to hear that Tavarius Travis had a pretty good game too.
Oh yeah, 22 carries, 204 yards, 5 touchdowns. Overton had to come back from 10 down to beat Arlington 45-17 in the opening round in 6A.
So when I said, I was like, okay, so what is our peak performance today? And you said Marshall County, and immediately Jason said, who is it, Jay Howard, or you said somebody
Trey
else?
Cutcher.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
so
it's Jay Howard this week. 8 catches, 132 yards, and 2 touchdowns in Marshall County's 46-0 win over East Hamilton. But next week it could be Trey Crutcher.
Very easily be Trey Crutcher.
Yeah, I mean, we talked to Osteen, and he said, you know, you got 2 guys who have been all-state at receiver out there. It really makes Bryce Wallace's job a lot easier.
Both those guys are special talents. I've known them forever. They're both special talents.
thanks for joining us today, man.
It's good.
It's been cool to have you in studio.
It's been great being here. Really good. My oldest son was asking, my oldest son Jaden was asking me, are you going to be on TV? And I told him no, but I didn't know we were going to be on TV. But so I guess he was right. He knows more than, he always knows more than I do.
Well, he
Kids are usually more so in the loop.
I'm pretty sure he's watching now, so I think he's
Hey,
good.
Jaden.
Well, that's going to do it for another episode of the Zander Insurance Countdown to Friday. A special thank you to our sponsors, Price Point Furniture.
Where the price is the point.
Of course, Pull Apart for their performances that they give us on a weekly basis. And, of course, Zander Insurance for making this thing possible. We'll see you right here at the same channel, same time next week. Have a good week, everybody.